After high school, did you continue to gig?
I did. I did my first gig while I was in school. I was 14 years of age, and I gigged right up until I was 18, and that was 1959, at which time I joined the Boston Professional Musicians Union and continued gigging. And for the next 40-some-odd years, I performed in a wide variety of musical situations like society bands, show bands, swing bands. I also performed with the Baron Hugo Dixieland Jazz Band, and we played at halftime for the Patriots, believe it or not, their very first season at the Boston College Stadium. So I have a lot of fun with my grandkids and tell them that Papa played for the Patriots, but little did they know that it was drums, not football. But yes, I did continue gigging right on, probably until the year 2000.
Let's talk about your teaching practice. How long and often are your lessons?
Well, I offer 45-minute lessons, and I offer 60-minute lessons. And to accommodate students' schedules and their finances, I offer lessons on a weekly basis, a bi-weekly basis, as well as a random basis.
Can you tell us a little bit about what your curriculum consists of?
Yeah, well, the curriculum that I teach consists of 5 basic components. One would be chops, which is the use of molar technique as it applies to the forearm, wrist, and fingers. And the goal is to show one how they can play more and work less by using the proper technique. The second component would be feet, bass drum and hi-hat technique. The third component would be reading, and it would consist of snare drum reading and drum set reading as well. The fourth component would be coordination, the ability to use all 4 limbs. Some people think of that as independence. I like to think of it as interdependence. And that, of course, is crucial for playing the drum set. And the fifth one is drum set technique, which includes grooves, comping, styles, chart reading, fills, solos, and much more. I also incorporate the use of my own book, a practical workbook for the modern drummer. I include an extensive library of charts and CDs and books. And so the result is a broad range of interests and subjects are covered.
What is your goal as a teacher?
I guess the first thing I try to do as a teacher is find out what the students' musical interests are and really at what level of interest. Once I've established that, I try to adjust the curriculum to meet their interests and their needs. The challenge in all of that is to keep the student interested, motivated, excited about learning, learning the things that they want to learn while you are addressing the things that they really must learn in order to develop their talent and progress. It kind of comes down to the teacher, I believe, needs to motivate the student, but the student must have a desire to learn and must have some kind of a work ethic that's commensurate with that desire if any success is going to be achieved. And I might add that where applicable, parents play a big role in this, or at least they can play a big role in it. I think parents need to help their children to understand commitment, work ethic, time management. See that the child has a place to practice and a time to practice and that the child follows through. I think also be careful not to allow children to overextend. There's so many kids today that are doing so many things that I don't see them excel in anything. They're just doing way too many things. So I guess I would say that if the learning process is done correctly, then it can be a very positive experience and many lessons can be learned not just about music but about life itself.
Can you tell me about how and when you started teaching?
I can, if I can remember. That's back in 1955. I was 14 years old. I was in the 9th grade, and my band director asked me if I could teach the drummers in the drum section how to read music, because they were kind of just faking their way through. And that didn't make for a very good drum section. So actually, I've been teaching ever since, and that's 56 years ago. And I actually enjoy it more than ever.
What is it about teaching now that brings you to that place where you're enjoying it more than ever?
Well, since I sold DiCensos drum shop, and since I retired from gigging, I've been able to put more time and more energy into teaching, and that alone has contributed to making it more enjoyable. But I always believed in the importance of music and how it truly enhances one's life, and I still can see that, and that helps me to enjoy what I do. I continue to see how learning a musical instrument speaks to one's mind, body, and soul. There's not too many things that we do in life that can do all of that. It can be a lifelong companion, and I can prove that. It can teach people many valuable lessons, and it's not just about music. It's so much about life and music that kind of go hand in hand. I think self-discipline, I think time management, I think self-esteem, imagination, work ethic, learning to work with other people, and have fun. It's such a fun thing to do.
Definitely.
So, to answer your question, I guess after more than half a century of teaching drums, I continue to have the pleasure of seeing students of all ages and from all walks of life find the magic, the joy, and the fun that playing a musical instrument offers. They inspire me to keep on teaching, and their enjoyment and their success contributes greatly to the meaning and the purpose of my life. So the beat goes on.